Welcome to Contender or Pretender. This segment is a standalone segment from Shooting Lights Out. This is where we go beyond the rankings, the hype, and ask one simple question. Is this team built for March? Every week we'll put a team under a microscope and we'll decide whether they are a contender, are they a pretender, are they on the line with a little more to prove as we head towards March Madness.
Hey! Uh! That make a dance. I'm sorry.
So that's a seal of approval in Cole Johnson's way.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that's why I ain't show you that on purpose. I saved that one.
I know you saved it. I was like, okay. I was like, okay, how he's going to introduce it? That's why I didn't ask.
Now you saw how I introduced it.
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we gonna evaluate. We got what today, including today, 6 weeks before Selection Sunday, which is March 15th, if I remember correctly.
That would be correct.
So we're gonna have teams, one from the men's side, one from the ladies' side. We're going to evaluate them. We're going to see what they have done, what they look like, not only on the paper but with the eye test. And we're going to determine, do we see them as contenders, pretenders, or maybe they are on the line. We can't figure it out just yet.
On the fringe? Oh.
Yeah, on the line. So first order of business, this one is called Knocking on the Door.
Knock, knock, knocking on heaven's door wall.
Knocking on the door. We're going to start with the Iowa State men first, and then we'll switch over to the Iowa Hawkeye women's. So the Iowa State men, and yes, it's ironic that we both doing teams in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Contender or pretender? Well, the Iowa Hawkeyes from the Big 12 Conference, 20-2 overall, 72 in the Big 12. They have a net ranking of 4th in the country. Those who don't know, they do strength of schedule and strength of record and all that stuff. That's the net ranking of where they should be at. 4th in the country. Mr. Johnson, this is what their team statistics look like.
Okay.
They're ranked 7 in the country, 3rd in the Big 12. They score 86.5 points per game. They give up 64.8 points per game. Difference of 21.7. That ranks 3rd in the country. The defensive rating, a 94.8. Offensive rating, 126.6.
They have the I like they have the ability to score. I love the ability. I love the fact they also invest time on defense too. So that helps them out to me. The fact that they are willing to put in the work and make life difficult for a team defensively.
Now, some of the things, key wins, key losses, and key wins. They beat 14th ranked St. John's at the time, 83-82. They was the team that gave Purdue their first loss at West Lafayette.
Purdue should be ashamed of themselves. Why you let a team walk into your building and punk you and beat you down like that?
Remember, we spotlighted that game too.
Yes. They still should be. They still should feel shame.
There are 2 losses, both on the road at Kansas, 84-63, and at Cincinnati, 79-70. Same week. We talked about that as well.
Even though it sucked that happened the same week for Iowa State, I really can't fault them for having those two L's against those two teams. Those are two tough places to play. Lawrence and Cincy, those are really tough. Those are really tough places to play.
But however, they get an upcoming rematch with those Jayhawks at home. Valentine's Day, 1 p.m. ABC.
Mm. And then they have another tough home game to follow. Wow.
And when number 8 Houston comes walking into town, 9 p.m. in ESPN.
Ames, I were going to be hopping in about 2 weeks. Wow. Okay.
And then they are 13-2 and called 1-2. 4-2 on the road, as you know. 4-0 in neutral site game.
That's impressive.
Their net ranking is 31.8, and their pace of play is 68.3, meaning they take their time. They run their offense.
That serves them well. That will serve them well in March Madness.
They are projected as a 2 seed on ESPN, a 1 seed according to CBS Sports.
That one's a little stiff.
Yep, but also we talking about they are 11th in assists per game at 18.5. They are 8th in shooting, 51.3% shooting from the field. Second in 3-point percentage at 41.2. My concern with this team, though, is the loss at Kansas and the loss at Cincinnati. If you put both games together, they led for 13% of both games combined.
Yeah. And I get why that would be troublesome for you.
That's just one of them.
Well, I get why that would be troublesome for you from the standpoint of you can't be a big dog, and if you get down, you stay down. Normally if you get down, you got to show fight, and you got to show the ability to come back and overcome. That could be tough if the opponent is strong, and that's why I said that the CVS ranking of the number 1 seed that they're projecting is a little stiff because of what you just said there. I can see him being number 2 seed. I can't see him being number 1 seed.
But here's my major problem when we talking contender or pretender, right? And those of you want to know, when we say contender, we're talking Elite 8 bound. Are you one of the Elite 8 teams standing when we say contender? Pretender, meaning
Sweet
great
16
season,
and lower. Mm-hmm.
16 lower is a very good season, surprising season to some, but yeah, we don't, and we can't see it. We just can't see it. My concern with this Iowa State team, their free throw shooting.
That will mess you up.
68.6% from the charity stripe.
Okay, so basically this is going to be called Hacker Iowa State. Yeah, that's gonna suck for them.
That is 306 in the country.
Yeah, so we already know how teams are going to be down the stretch with them. They if it's close and tight, hack Iowa State, hack all up,
And
send any of them jokers to the free throw line.
And the stat that you want to look at, rebounding, they are 120th in rebounding.
That's problematic.
36.9.
That's problematic. You can't be a team. You can't be a team this high and don't own the boards, because that means you can have a Princeton just come in, mess you up, just do you dirty on the boards, and you leaving that game wondering what hit us. Why didn't we play up to our standards? Why did we lose this game? Well, you lost it on the boards because you just simply didn't have that effort to clean the glass.
So, with all that being said, though, I'm looking at this team, seeing how they play. I do have them being a contender.
And I get why you have him as contender. Their style of play, I think, will actually work in their favor. The fact that they work for their shot, and they seem to be efficient in working for their shot, that helps them out, and that will continue to help them out. That will bolster their ability to be an elite eight or higher team.
The Iowa Hawkeyes, contender or pretender? Now we did talk about them getting destroyed by the UCLA Bruins, but who hasn't in the Big Ten Conference thus
Yeah,
far?
I was about to say we are which team has not gotten it handed to them by the Lady Bruins.
So 18-4 overall, 9-2 in the Big Ten. Should be Big Ten, not Big 12. They have a net ranking of 12th in the country. They are currently ranked 10th in the country in the AP polls, fourth in the Big Ten. They scored just about 80 points per game. They gave up 65 a game, 14.7 point differential. It's just not bad. Defensive rating is 89. Offensive rating is 109.2, which is a difference of 21.2. Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad whatsoever. Key wins. They beat Baylor, who was ranked 7 at the time, 57-52. They took down 12th-ranked Ohio State at the time, 91-70. Key losses. You lost to your arch rival at Iowa State, 74-69. And you was one of the teams that took it on the chin to the reigning defending national champions.
Yeah.
So you took it on the chin not only to the champs, but to the second best team in the country.
Yeah, that's not going to do well. That's not going to bode well for them.
Now you do have a key game coming up on the 11th when 24th ranked Washington comes to Iowa City. And then you have a date with the 8th ranked Wolverines on the 22nd
Later in
of
the month.
February.
Mm-hmm.
So you still have some games to do some things.
Mm-hmm.
5-2 in card 1 and card 2 games. 5-2 on the road. 2-1 on neutral site. Net ranking of 20.2. Projected a 3 seed on ESPN and a 2 seed on CBS Sports. Y'all look good. Y'all building a sustainable program. But when we talk in Elite 8 bound, I got y'all on the line. I don't know yet.
On the land, huh?
Mm.
I'll say this about the Iowa ladies. The fact that now you're doing this a few years removed from Caitlin Clark is proof that this program could actually be a program. Now the question is, can you build it to the point what is like a UConn or South Carolina where you're like, okay, we're going to be not rebuilding but reloading. That's the next step. But the two big time losses were real big time losses for them. And I think that is probably what's going to eventually hurt them. I personally don't see them going Elite Eight. I see them probably going as far as the Sweet 16, and then the right opponent will knock them out.
I have them on the line. I'm not there yet. It could change depending on what happens. But the Iowa State men, I got them as contenders. Coach Johnson agrees. We're split on the ladies. So the Iowa Hawkeyes, I got them on the line. He says they're pretenders.
Yeah. But I'm not going to say that they are going to stay there. I just those two L's that you showed, the two big L's that you showed me, that really stung for me because I'm like, oof. Yeah. I don't know if they're big girl ready yet.
So the first edition of Contender or Pretender. Knocking on the door is the Iowa State Cyclone men and the Iowa Hawkeye ladies. That's this week's Contender or Pretender. These verdicts, however, they are not permanent. They're checkpoints. As the season moves forward, teams can rise, teams can fall, or they can actually prove that they belong in the elite group of other teams. Make sure you subscribe for the next Contender or Pretender as we move closer to Selection Sunday and March Madness.